What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. And this generation, I just wanted to make this video before I forget. This generation, man, this generation is lost. This is a lost generation, and it's our fault. It's our fault as its elders, as its previous generation. This generation is lost, and it's our fault. I want to talk about it. Cheers, family.
It's your host, Richard Prophet. Apex Predator, Last Dragon. I'm at my Lake Mayaka Park with my buddy Jen, and we're just like, look at the beautifulness of the lake, the birds, the sun, and the sky. Very nice, very nice.
What's up? Welcome back, family. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. And before we get started, let me just shout out Rose Sun. Thank you for the merch, brother. I got it. Thank you. Love you, man. Go check out Rose Sun. Anyway, let's jump in today's video, man. I just wanted to make this video before I forget. I forgot before I lose the feeling that I have about it, man. So my car needed a scheduled maintenance. I forget what letter, maintenance or whatever. Scheduled maintenance. Okay. So I take it, Cookie sets up an appointment for me. So I take it into the shop, and they say, oh, okay, hi, come on in. It's going to be about half hour or so. You can wait in the waiting area. We have drinks, we have snacks or whatever. And I said, okay, great. So I go over to the waiting area, and I'm trying to eat healthy, so I'm really trying to stay away from the cookies and the muffins, and so I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna try to make a little healthier option. So a little healthier choice. So I go outside, maybe get a little lunch, because it's lunchtime anyway, right? So I go outside, and just like a few feet away, there's a little diner, and it has outdoor seating, and it's still nice today in New York. It's about 60 degrees, 62 degrees, something like that. And I said, okay, great. So I get myself a little lunch. And I sit outside, and a couple minutes later, while I'm sitting there, young guy comes up to me. Young guy, half my age at least. Strong looking, young guy, able body. And he says, hi, sir, excuse me, sir. Would you mind getting me something to eat? And I said, you really want something to eat? And he said, yeah, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. And so, what do? I'm blessed. I'm there eating my lunch. And this young man is hungry. So I said, sure, if you want something to eat, sure, I'll get you something to eat. And I told him, here, have a seat here. I'm going to go get you something to eat. But anyway, that's not the point. The point of this video is he is part of the lost generation, man. That's a young, strong man born in the greatest nation on earth. And his generation is lost. His generation is lost. And it's our fault. It's our fault. I've never seen a weaker generation of young people, man. And it's our fault. It's what we did to them. We indoctrinated them to be this, to be soft, to be weak men. You know, I mean, anybody you know who has more than one kid, you know, at least one of their kids are gay. When have there been so many gay kids? I mean, hey, you know, to each his own, but, you know, I'm just saying, like, and the young men nowadays, man, they just, to me, they just don't seem like men, you know, to me, they just seem so weak, like, they want to give up right away. They, everything hurts, everything bothers them. They look for any excuse to say, I can't do it, or no, or I'll stay home. I mean, we've always had a generation of young men raised by their mothers, and that created, like, you know, especially my generation growing up, you know, kids without a father in the home, and it, you know, kids would like turn to, you know, like they say, idle hands, right? But now it's like, I don't know, man, like the kids are not, well, because this is the generation that they don't go outside anymore. So these kids are not going outside, so they're just stuck on their phones, and I don't know, they just this kids, young people, young men, you know, they're looking to be led. These young men are looking to be led, and, you know, they just want to be led. Whether you lead them down the right track or you lead them down the wrong path, or you lead them down this way or you lead them down that way, they're going to follow because they just want to be led. Young people just want to be led, shown the right way. And, you know, us as the elder generation, as the people that came before them, especially as the men that came before them, we're letting our young men down. We're letting this we have let them down, man. This is a generation lost. This is a generation lost. I mean, there's no patriotism left anymore. There's no God anywhere anymore. I mean, to me, this feels like this is a generation lost, you know. They're letting all these kids out of these jails. I mean, because there's no other place to put them, man. There's no other place to put them. And do we need more jails, or do we need rehabilitation so they don't just circle back right through the revolving doors, man? I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like we have let our young people down, especially our young men. And young men are not men anymore. And between the men, the line between men and women, like women now are so masculine, they don't believe in femininity anymore. They're heavier than they've ever been. They're louder than they've ever been. You know, the lines between men and women are so blurred right now that there's almost no line at all. There's almost no line at all, you know. So, and that's, you know, it's all our fault, man. You're looking for somebody to blame, point the finger at. Point it at us. Point it at the generation before you, because it's our fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. And the men around me and the men like me, man, because we didn't teach you. We didn't teach you to be strong. We didn't teach you to be men. Even though we had nobody to teach us, you know, we had to teach ourselves. We taught each other. But I guess we were the generation of not wanting to show others, not wanting to teach others, not wanting to share the information. That's why you got so many scammers out there right now. You got so many scammers, so many people getting scammed because Because people are just trying, they just want to be led. They want to be led the right way. So these scammers, it's just like fertile ground for these scammers just to jump in and steal your money and tell you anything, man. Because, yeah, man. There's scammers in the real estate. There's scammers in jewelry. There's scammers in, any possible field you can think of. There's somebody out there scamming in, because there's no leadership. We have no leadership. And men are not men and women are not women anymore, man. And yeah, man. I heard a quote, interview by the guy that the boss of the fighters, the MMA fighters, Dana White. He said, if you young guys out there, you young people, if you can this is just such a generation of pansies. If you young people would be just a small percent little savage, you can go out here and dominate in today's society. And I believe him, man. That's absolutely right, man. This generation, especially young men, are the weakest I've ever seen. Like, they just break. They'll break for anything. They'll just break. And those outliers that are manly are breaking out of the crowd, and they're shining in any metric. They're outliers of the rest. So yeah, I absolutely agree with him, what he said there, because this generation is lost, man. And it's his fault. It's my fault. It's our fault collectively. Collectively, as the generation before this generation, it is our fault, man. And it began when we took patriotism out of schools. It began when, you took God out of the schools. I'm sorry. That's where it began. And look at all the crime everywhere. The lives being lost, man. It's sad. It's heartbreaking, And to think that this is the future of this nation. Imagine the generation that's going to be raised by this generation. Oh, God. Instead of getting better as a civilization, we are getting worse. Well, as a nation, we are getting worse, in my opinion. Yeah, man. So when I saw this young man hungry, he said, I'm in a shelter and I'm about to get my own apartment. I got approved for a program or whatever. I'm like looking at this young man. When I was your age, I might have had 3 jobs. And looking at him, he was so proud that he got approved for a program. I felt bad. I felt sorry for him and bad for myself. Yeah. Bad that I let him down. I let him down. We didn't show him. Guys out there, we didn't show him. I mean, I don't know the data, but I'm assuming that this is probably the lowest time in history where young men are signing up for the service. Somebody leave it in the comments below if I'm right on that. Enlistment. Check out enlisted men. What did the data show? Is this the lowest time in recorded history that people are enlisting in the armed services? Service our country? You tell me. You tell me. Yeah, man. So I'm glad I'm not a young person in this day and age. Even though now is probably the easiest time in a long time that you can become rich, right? With the internet and the beginning of AI and all this other stuff, selling merch online and all that. I understand that. But that is not for the masses. That is for a handful of outliers and you know, of course, the scammers. But the general populace as a whole is in trouble. Yeah, and yeah, man. Well, anyway, I just wanted to make this video, man, because it kind of hurt my heart to see this young man, you know. It's been hurting my heart for a while now, everything that I've been seeing going on. And I just wanted to, you know, open up and speak to the family about it and share with you. And you can share back, leave it in the comment below. I would really appreciate to hear your comments on what you think, man. Tell me you agree with me. Tell me you disagree with me. Tell me, hey, Prophet, you're completely wrong and you're totally out of line. Okay, you know, we can talk about it. Hey, we talk about watches, right? So maybe it was the invention of the Apple Watch that took these kids astray, man. You know, those things are out there stealing souls. You know, but yeah. Gotta help us. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon, and let me know. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm out. Wait, hold on. Before we go, I just want to shout out my man, the Ghost. He is the first one that pointed out to me, hey, Prophet, it's just that you yourself personally and your generation didn't want to share with the younger people how you did it. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy? No, I help people. I tell people that, okay, you know, that may be true. You know, I help a lot of younger people, whatever, that's around me. I help people around me. I help them come up. Okay. But what about reaching people on a grander scale? Like he always said, I should teach, I should have programs, I should, you know, put them online or whatever. And I'm like, oh, no, you know, that's not me. I'm really too busy for that. I'm really this and that. But subconsciously, maybe he's right. You know, maybe he's right. Now that I think about it, the Ghost, maybe you're right, my brother. Maybe you're right. Maybe, you know, you're just smarter than me. You know, I love you, man. And shout to you. I don't know it all. And as I'm getting older, I'm learning that I really don't know it all, you know. When you're a young man, you know it all. But as you get older, you realize that you don't know it all. And every day it is is a new lesson, is a new day, is a new day in class, you know. But anyway, to speak to that, the ghost, you know, you may be right. Me and my whole generation of men before us, you know, maybe subconsciously we don't want to teach, we don't want to share the information, you know, because we thinking, oh, maybe you might take something from me, maybe there's not enough to go around, you know. But in reality, man, there's plenty, there's more than enough to go around. It's the greatest country in the world, mightiest nation on earth. You know, this is the greatest country the history has ever seen. And we got the weakest generation of men in history, man. You know, and again, you know, some of the outliers, like now we got, to me, everybody that wants to do something is the best that's ever been at it, right? Like when I was young, we used to break dance. Right now, the break dancers are the best ever. Like, I couldn't even fathom doing the things they doing now, right? The break dancers are fantastic. The gymnasts are fantastic. You know, everybody that's good at something now is extraordinarily good. You know, anyway, in any metric, these people are fantastic. If they're good, if you're good at something right now, you're fantastic at it. You're better than you've ever been, than in history people's ever been, right? Like quarterbacks are better than they've ever been. Look at my man Tom Brady to go. You know what I'm saying? Don't bet against Tom Brady. That's a bad bet. Yeah, man, but those again are the outliers. The majority of this generation are you know, are nothing, man. They're pushovers. They're weak, and it's our fault because we led them astray. We led them astray. We led them astray, or our lack of leadership opened up the door for, you know, those with nefarious intent to lead them the wrong way, you know, and just follow the money, but at the cost of a generation. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the Last Dragon. Yeah. Cheers, family.